But and
As long
sorry,
as it's on YouTube or somewhere.
I know
yeah,
Stella's got something. You go for it, Stella.
sorry. I don't know why I'm giggling so much, but I feel like she was really delightful or funny. I don't know. And instantly, the first thing that popped into my head was big boobs. Does she have big
Okay.
boobs? I just felt
Kind of.
like kind of, but I just felt like I was like a little grandkid. And you know how when the nanas come and they
Yeah.
hug the grandkids and you're like squashed in their boobs? It was,
Um,
and
I'm
then,
glad you brought it up because I was seeing like women's like torso and legs and just I'm thinking maybe she was a painter or something because I was seeing just a perfect black circle where your pelvic floor would be and just like a pelvis pretty much with like piece and I'm thinking that looks like a sculpture or painting. And I'm glad that you brought up the boobs because you seeing boobs, I'm seeing lower.
yeah.
Interesting. Let's put her together. It's like a puzzle.
And I wasn't going to say Ethan until you said something.
Just felt like I was a little kid getting squashed in Nana's boobs when she's hugging me. So,
I saw a big apron like
yeah.
around the and
Mm,
on the pockets. Is it broderie? I can't remember the name. It's sort of the
A
stuff that you
ruffle,
sew on with sort of the pattern.
like a ruffle.
Yeah, sort of the you sew it on the
Oh, I know what you mean. Yep, yep, yep. I know
yeah,
what you mean.
yeah.
Okay, I
That's
know what that is.
yeah,
Brick break.
Brick rack.
yeah, bric rack and cooking, baking.
yeah. Baking, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got that too,
Um,
yeah. Me,
I
I got
gumby
see
cooking
and
roast
chicken.
chicken, yeah. Yeah.
I see a lady, she's sort of built quite curvy. I would say built for comfort, not for speed.
Yeah. I love
So she was a motherly figure, very motherly, very, very caring, very nurturing. And she would, food was her way of
mm.
showing her love. That was her way of doing. The more the better. She would always bake something, and she would always have something in the bucket for the little kids. So they knew where to go to. She would always have something nurturing for those kids. Especially when they fell over and hurt themselves, they would always get a type of food to pacify the hurt, their need. Would that make sense?
It did. I mean, she didn't always bake the things, but she always had like cookies or something
Yeah.
like that.
Quite
Yep.
often in her pocket,
She
uh,
had like a tin thing.
yeah.
Yes.
But
Yep.
she also had things in her little bucket, you know.
Oh, in her pockets.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
Mm.
And maybe you were one of the naughty kids and you didn't get grandkids and you didn't get any lollies
I
or
might have been. I don't know. No, I was pretty
cheeky ones.
spoiled, I have to say, when I was little.
She would
Mm.
pick up the kids or get the kids when they were crying, and she said, "No, no, 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 come on, and cuddle, and sort of hum along to calm them down, to make sure the pain got absorbed in something. She felt like when she was doing that noise, she was helping them with the pain or with the hurt or whatever it was. And she would cuddle and little rock about, sort of saying, "Oh no, no, come on, yeah, yeah, yeah," and sort of hum along something. Very beautiful, really, very. She gave it her all. She didn't know I have another way, of sitting them down and letting them have a cry. She felt like cuddling them and rocking them. That was her way of showing her love, of showing her um, her caring, her nature. And she would always check where I hurt themselves, and she would tap over or whatever it is, and then try to put something on so it would go away, the hurt, I'm not sure if it was a band-aid, but something she put on, maybe a piece of clean fabric or something like that. She always would have something. I don't see much of a band-aid though, you know. Um, just something she would put on to make it feel better and stop the bleeding if there was any bleeding, yes. Would that make sense?
Well, the humming and the hugging and the nurturing part, yes. I mean, I don't know that we didn't really get skinned up too much when we were with her, but um like if I was sick and I was at her house or she was at my house, she would come in and she'd sit on the bed and she'd rock the bed, and then she has this humming song kind of, it was an
Yeah.
Italian,
Mm,
like a
mm.
lullaby, I guess, and and she used to hum with that, and yeah, that touched me right here. Thank you.
I was getting strong heart sensation, strong love sensation, and just that was everything to her, the grandchildren, and saw doing someone's hair and putting their hair up with a bow.
She
Got a
might have
feeling
done
it was
that with
you.
me. She may have done that
Pardon?
with, she
Oh,
may have
okay.
done that with me when I was little.
Little, yeah.
I feel like she was fairly religious.
Yes.
And when something were beyond her, and something was happening would really shock her, she would go, oh, oh, she would cross and she
I
would
don't know if
say,
she did. I don't remember her doing that, but she was very religious.
yeah, she would go, I can see her do that. And she felt that sort of relieved her pain, her anxiety. She didn't like bad news. She didn't like any sort of physical, if someone got really hurt or something like that, it really upset her. It really upset her deeply. And for her to eliminate that, she would go, did she wear a rosary around her neck or something like that at times? Or I held it in her hand, or I
She
had it
had
in her
rosaries.
pocket?
I don't think she ever wore it, but she had medals
Yeah.
that she wore, religious
Mm.
medals, I believe. But she had rosaries, yes.
She had a cross and she had Mother Mary.
Yes, probably.
She's
But
showing.
definitely the rosaries.
I don't know if it's her because I'm not seeing a person, but I got an image of a fox, like a baby fox. First, I thought it was around her neck, but then as I was like asking, can you please tell me more about it? I started to see a cartoon, see if it was in a book, uh, with a fox, but I don't know exactly if it's for you or not. And then a handbag that it was passed on. Somebody got a handbag that her handbag, somebody has it. And it's like the older handbags. I mean, maybe my brain is making it up, but I saw a handbag, brown. I don't know if it's leather or not, but on a the one that you could just put it like
Yep,
this, like a
like a
purse,
shoulder
but it's more
bag.
like a bag
Yeah. Yep.
purse, and it
I
has
think,
and
Cassia, I think you might have my aunt
oh,
who
and with
would
the
be
fox.
with my, but she would be with my grandmother, and she had a fox stole, and it used to scare me because I could see the head on it. When I was little, I was
Oh,
afraid
yeah,
of
because
it.
I kind of saw it here. I'm like, what is the significance of that? And
Yeah.
and then I started to see a fox cartoon kind of something. Is it in a book or something? And then the handbag that it was
Mhm.
passed. Somebody has a handbag, maybe
Yeah,
from your aunt.
I have some of her handbags.
Okay,
Mhm.
because she was
That,
showing me handbags.
But that would be my auntie, who was,
Okay,
but they
don't tell
lived
me the name.
together.
Don't tell me
So
the name. I'm gonna ask her
I
her
won't.
name.
Okay.
Somehow slippers were very important. Um, don't know whether that was a big thing to put on slippers when you came in the house, or I'm sort of seeing her with slippers on, sitting in a chair in a lounge situation.
Mhm.
And I feel like there is a bit of like lamb's wool, sort of fluffy, sort of some sort of softness on these slippers.
She had lots of slippers.
Hmm.
She wore them around the house more than she wore like shoes or sandals or anything. I was with her mostly in the summer, so
Right.
I keep getting shown like I feel like I'm in a two-story house and there's a staircase that goes like from the front door, then you face a staircase. And I just
there's
keep on hearing kids, like grandkids running around, and she loved that. And she loved sitting at the front of her house. Like she just keeps making a reference to the garden, but not so much that it was the garden of the flowers or anything like that. It was more that she loved being outside watching the kids running around in the garden because I just feel like there's like an old style sprinkler there and kids running around having fun. And she had always like some sweets ready for them because it seemed to be like, but I just feel like it's a memory of like a old style because I can see the boys wearing these little shorts and the girls running around in their old style swimmers. Yeah.
Laura?
she did have a little garden. It was a very small yard. Um, the house is 2 stories, and it's funny because they lived upstairs and there were stairs that went up right from the door,
Yeah.
and they creak. So it was really cool hearing the creaking when we would run up and down the stairs.
Yeah, yeah. But she's saying like it didn't annoy her. Like she
No.
actually liked the sounds. And then she's saying to me, it's like the house, the kids were able to make the house speak. Yeah,
Hmm.
and she quite like that.
Yeah, they knew we were coming. We went
Yeah,
running up
yeah,
those stairs.
yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful memory.
Laura, you've got your hand up.
I didn't want to interrupt anyone because but I'm on my phone, so it's hard to come through. But with your grandmother, yeah, I'm just gonna say what I got and see.
Yep.
Um, she seemed like she was a tomboy, and I see two boys around her while she was younger, and I saw a horse around her that she liked a horse or had a horse. I see the name Blackie around her also. And I see a cookie jar that's a snowman, a cookie jar in her kitchen that she showed me. So maybe it's with you or someone else or just someone who's going on by. But she seemed like the middle child, like she had an older brother and that watched over her. And that's what I
I knew
felt.
she had a brother, and I believe he was older. Yeah, she had an older brother, and I think there were more, but I don't know them. I
Hmm.
just knew her brother, my great uncle. Um, because they didn't come from the US. They came over here. So I know of him. Actually I have a picture of them right here. I was just looking at another picture that I had today of the two of them. Um, but
She,
I don't think she had a snowman cookie jar. And I don't think she was a tomboy either. She was a strong woman,
mhm.
but I don't feel, I mean, especially where she came from, girls were girls and boys were boys.
I
And
guess maybe the tomboy part would be that she was a strong woman.
strong. And the horse would be again with my aunt
The
because
horse,
my aunt is the only one that ever, I think, rode a horse in the whole family until me and my kids. So I think the two are coming through together. Thank you.
thank you. Was there a Blackie, Ann?
What was that?
Was there a name Blackie with anyone? Blackie as as a name. Okay.
I don't think so, unless it was a family member or an animal that somebody had, but I mean, they only, as far as I know, from my knowledge, they only had one dog, and it wasn't Blackie.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, Andrea.
First, thinking about those stoles with the animals' heads on them. Oh my gosh, weren't those awful?
They were terrible. She
I
loved it
see.
though, but I hated it. I hated seeing that
I
head.
know, I
It made me
know.
feel so bad when I was little.
I know. Never liked them.
Mm-mm.
Um, I saw her in the kitchen in her apron, and just it just warmed her grandchildren just warmed her heart. That was like her big thing.
Mhm.
Um, and I saw her like singing around the house. And did she do opera or Doris Day songs?
Oh, you got my aunt too.
Oh my goodness, that's
My
funny.
yeah, my aunt my aunt used to sing. I mean, she
Yeah.
didn't sing professionally, but she
Hmm.
was like in choirs and things like that. And she probably I don't think I ever heard, except when my grandmother was doing that lullaby thing, I don't think I ever heard her sing.
Oh,
But
okay.
my auntie, she loved to sing. She wasn't great, sorry, but she loved to sing.
Did she do Doris Day songs? Do you
She
know?
probably did. That was the era. I mean, she used to
Yeah.
watch all the Doris Day and Cary Grant movies and Rock Hudson and all them. I forget who Doris Day was. Was she with Rock Hudson? I don't remember. She did some movies with. I used to watch them
Yeah.
with
Oh,
her.
yes, 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 she
Yeah.
did. I also see her with when she was older, did she dye her hair like black?
Not
And
black. Not black.
no?
But she used to dye her
Oh,
hair.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw. And kind of like a page boy, like
Yeah,
like
kind of.
kind of bouffant
Hmm.
kind of.
Hmm. She with
Um,
a hair. Oh, I better shut up. Don't feed the
but
mediums.
she, yeah, she knew hairstyles. She knew how to do her hair.
Yeah.
Um, that's about it.
Okay. Thank you, Andrea.
Lynn.
That's so funny that they're coming together.
Hi, Anne.
Did you? Oh,
Hi, Lynn.
Hi. So I think I got your grandma here. She has gray hair. And I saw her. So she showed me hug you and kiss you and using hand just because you a little. I feel like you have chunky face, so she's just touch your chunky face, like
Yeah.
squeeze.
Everybody did that to me.
Like, okay, so like, whoa, okay. So I think I agree with one. I think Andrew was somebody saying the grandkids, it's so big for her. She's just so loved being a grandma. And I saw her just sitting there watching the grandkids running around in the house. It seems she stayed in the house a lot. I feel like she stayed in the house a lot, but she
She
just
did.
loved to, yeah, grandkids, running around. And I don't know, and imagine summer, but I saw one moment and she was just relaxing and in the winter time. And there's a fireplace. She's sitting there knitting, and then there's kids around her. And so relaxing. I don't know. I just saw that. And she just so peaceful and comforting in there. And then I try to ask evidence. I don't know why she gave me a string first, then a necklace. I'm like, okay, whatever. I just saying there's a necklace. And there's a string. I don't know because she knitting or I don't know what that
Hmm.
mean. It's just
I
a
don't know.
string. Um,
So I mean
and
like a yarn or just a string?
I feel like it's a string. And
Okay.
then
Don't know.
then I then I a necklace.
Okay.
So yeah, as I got, and then another thing is I want as a message, I feel there's a lot of love towards you, like a lot of love. I feel like you, at least she feel like she's very close to you. So there's a just sending like overwhelming love towards you. Yeah. So that's I feel like, yeah. And
Thank you.
yeah, yeah. And
And
she
we
had
didn't have
four
a
legs.
she didn't have a fireplace, but she did
Okay.
crochet, and I'm pretty sure she did some knitting too.
Okay. Yeah.
But she did like to be comfy cozy in her house. So
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Anne.
thank you.
Did your grandmother speak Italian?
Yes.
Mm. Sometimes she didn't like when you kids were fighting. Then she would come in with a booming voice. And she, no, 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 no. When she would separate you, but with love. She wouldn't hurt anyone, but she didn't like you fighting. That
No,
was
she did.
one thing with her. The
Mhm.
other thing, what she's saying, she's looking down on you. She said, you're not religious, she has learned in the meantime, but you show a lot of love to your dogs. She said, dogs for you are almost a religion. She said, that kindness, that beautiful nurturing from you. She said, you probably got it from me, the nurturing. She's smiling. And
I
she said,
did. I did.
keep doing that. It is beautiful to watch you, how you nurture your dogs, how you help them, how you raise the dogs and how you look after them. You're doing a very good job. She said, you're not religious. You used to be, because that's how you were brought up. But she said, you changed your face. And she said, congratulations. What you're doing now is far better than what I ever knew. She said, you do have a source, a higher source. But she said, that's all you need. You know, she said, you're not held back by religion. She
Right.
said, I didn't know any better, and I put all my faith in there. But she said, as I went down and learned, she said, what you're doing now, she said, is very good. You're not just helping your dogs, you're also helping your family, your partners. She said, you're a very caring lady. That is a lot of care and nurturing in yourself. She said, the cooking part is not as good as mine. She's smiling. She said, you're not bad. But she said, mine was better. And she's smiling. She's making fun of it. Yes. Yes. So she's leaving that with you. She said, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a marvelous job. You have an open heart. You can show love and receive love. She said, that's what's wonderful to see. Not everyone in my family, has taken that on, but she said, you have. You do have a bit of my nurturing, she said. Good luck to you, she said. I keep watching over you. May I leave that with you?
Thank you so much, Erica. Yes, thank you. And she's the one who taught me how to nurture. She and my dad, who was her son. Um, they taught me. My mom tried, but my mom is much better now than she used to be, but yeah, it was tough sometimes, and she was always right there if I needed her.
Mm. She was more of a mother to you than not just grandmother. She also was a mother to you in a way, you know.
Yeah.
She knew when you were hurt, she knew when you were sad, but she had that gift of the gap to make you feel better and get a smile back on your face. And off you went skipping along.
I just
Thank
got a
you.
sense of something. I don't know whether I'm going to write or not because I feel like shit. Um, I have a feeling that she missed your graduation.
Did she? She might have. I don't remember. Isn't that terrible? I don't remember. I
Because it
think
was something
she
that
may
came up
have.
earlier, that she'd missed your graduation, and she was really sorry that she'd missed that.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
might have.
because she always, I don't know, I think she referred to you as some sort of little bird because she always thought you would fly. I sort of got a sparrow or there was another bird that sort of come into my head, but I'm a little bit unfocused at the moment. But she would refer to you as some sort of bird because she always saw you as one that would fly, if that makes sense.
Well, I'm
Turtle
flying
dove
now.
or a little, you know that saying, the little turtle
Yeah.
dove, a little
Yep.
sparrow, you know,
Yep.
something like that, because she always thought you would fly. So, yeah,
That's awesome. I like that.
it's all
Thank
right.
you.
Okay, so
You're muted.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Um, I reckon we might do Stella because she's some fresh bait for all of us.
I knew you were going to pick me.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, a lot of the girls have done readings with each other, so but none of them.
And give us a little bit more feedback, please.
Um, well, I think everybody either hit on my grandmother or my aunt. And I know you keep, I don't know what Cassie is trying to hold up.
Nah, me neither. I can't see a thing.
Because I was asking her name, but she got, oh, I'm so excited, I'm so excited. She was like, she has, it's me, and she was showing me. I was trying to, she says, draw it, and I was trying to draw it, but you can't see it. Like I don't know
You
why.
have to hold it next to your face, I think, like in front of your face. See, I
Let me
don't
just
know.
add right. Oh, there we go, there we go. So my awful drawing. So first I saw something like this, and it was all shining, like different colors of rainbow, and it looked
Mhm.
like A. So I'm like, is your name starting with A? But it looked like a gate to some kind of thing. But she said yes, but it was like rainbow, like bubbles. And this was very odd because it was like on a string here, but it was half bubbles. You know when you blow
Hmm.
bubbles, soap bubbles,
Yeah.
and they have those colors in the sun.
Yeah. Well,
But
my
it
grandmother's
was
name was Anna, so she began with A. My aunt that I think you got, she didn't begin with A, but
no,
I
no, no, but
begin with A, obviously.
that looks like that was looking like a gate, some kind of a gate she was showing me.
Hmm.
And this was a colors like colors of a bubble, like soap bubbles.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
asked, is this an A? And she said it's not. She said it's a gate.
The gate.
Because I was asking for a name, and she was saying, no, 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 I'm so excited. Draw this, and I don't know how to draw. So this is not full bubbles. This is just those colors. To me, I was just thinking of bubbles because of those colors that you can see when you see
Hmm.
bubbles, and it was that shape, but it was not a full one bubble. It was two halves on the opposite side. So I don't
Hmm.
know what significance this has.
I don't know. I don't know. It's cool, but I don't know.
But she was excited about that, and I don't know. I guess she was an artist of some
Well,
sorts.
my aunt used to draw
Yeah.
people's faces, and when she got older, um, she took up drawing. And they weren't great, but they were pretty good. But they were hers, Actually, I have a bunch of them, because nobody else wanted them.
Check if you will see if you have that one silhouette of hips, and
Yeah, I
just
will.
have
I will
just
look.
like yeah, and the where pubic hair would be, there's just black circle there.
Hmm. Well, she didn't
And
have
it's
any
just
children.
it was a drawing. That's why she said pick up a
That
pencil and draw
this,
this. Maybe you'll find something similar,
Okay. All right.
but
Okay, Anne, you got any more feedback or?
well, my grandmother was a sweet Italian grandmother. She was born in Italy and she came over here with her five children. My grandfather was here working and he's finally sent for her and had her come over. And she loved to cook. She was an awesome cook. And it's really interesting because there's one recipe that she passed down to me. It's like a dessert, like a pastry. They call it some people call it well, we call it piñolata, and it's like little balls of dough, and you cook it in you fry it a little bit in oil, and then you cook it in honey, and then you put sprinkles on it, and it's delicious. But I almost got it as good as hers. Almost. Not quite, but everybody said, "Oh yeah, it's almost there. It's almost there." So that's what that was about, Erica. And she did teach me. She was so loving to me. And she did love her grandchildren, especially my dad's children. So me and my two brothers, and we spent our summers there. So she and my mom was very busy with her career. So sometimes she would go away for the summer and we would just stay because she would be like at a music thing or something, and my dad and my brothers and I would stay at the house with my grandmother and my aunt. And so my aunt used to do my hair because she was a hairdresser. So that's why I know there's two of them. And my aunt used to bake a lot. She decided she was going to do that one time. And so she started making these things and then she just continued to do it. So I think there was a mixture of both of them. But my grandmother, the humming thing. I mean, I'll never forget her sitting. I was so sick one night and I was a little girl and she was at my house and my mom tried to get me to sleep. I couldn't sleep. My grandmother came in and she started rocking the bed and singing this Nina Sauna thing. And it's very repetitive and then there was like, intonation with it and all these things. And so that definitely resonated with me with that part. And it's a memory that I always have. Um, she was a very strong person. Um, but my aunt, she could have been more like a tomboy, but for Laura, she went and had to live with family when she got very sick. What kind of fever did she have? She had one of those fevers. I don't remember, scarlet fever maybe. And that say sent her to the country and she learned how to ride the horse and she used to ride the horse. She loved the horses. And so when I started riding, when I turned 55, she was like so happy because I was riding and she used to ride. So, but I was very close to both of them. So I think it was a real mix of the two. I think that's all I have.
What was your aunt's name?
My aunt's name was Marion. And when they came, but when she came to the United States, they started calling her Mary Ann, but it's Marion.
Okay. Well, thanks, Anne, for that. Now,
Thank you very
Stella,
much, everybody.
It's still recording. Do you want me to leave it on or do you want me to turn it off?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's up
Yeah.
to whoever needs to have that recording. Okay, so I'm bringing through my auntie, and her name is Annie. I used to call her Auntie Annie.
Would that be right if I think she liked movement, she liked dancing, she liked dancing moves? Would that be right to say that?
She did move a lot. She was always, yeah. Yeah, possibly.
She made her own rhythm. It wasn't a particular rhythm she was following. It was just a moving rhythm. She liked to rock with music. It was, and she, without music, she did too. She liked movement in her body. And it was usually a rocking movement. Would that make sense?
Yes, yeah, I remember now. Hmm.
It seemed to relax her. It seems to, especially when she was upset, she felt like having some movement, doing something, eased the stress, eased the pain, eased her. She felt like it drained it away and it wasn't so hard then for her. So for her, it was more like a healing than anything else. Would that make sense?
Hmm. Yes.
She sometimes suffered from depressions or some, how shall I say, some darker times. She wasn't always on top of the world. So for her to overcome that, she used nature a lot and movement. She knew how to help herself to overcome that, and she learned that from early age. Would that make sense? Do you know about it?
Yeah, she was. Yeah, I can elaborate on that a bit more later. Yeah.
As she grew older, as she grew on in her life, those episodes became more apparent or more often, more frequently, and she felt it was almost like something she didn't like it. Let's put it that way. She wanted to be happy. She wanted to be loved. She wanted to be, yeah, she didn't like that feeling of of happiness. It threw away her happiness during that time. She didn't like that feeling. Can you make sense of that?
She didn't. Sorry if you didn't like
Like
that
the
episode.
episodes as they came more frequently in her later life. The episodes
Mm,
of sort of darkness or a darker side or depressive natures, so it became more frequent in her later life.
I
She didn't like it.
can't. I can't verify that. Hmm. It may be, but I didn't see that. Yeah.
That's what she's feeling. That's what she's saying. She covered well for it, but it became more frequent. When it was happened to her, she sort of isolated herself a little bit during that time. Would that
Hmm.
make sense?
I can't. I can't
No,
confirm or can't verify that part.
thank you.
Mm.
What have you got, Andrea?
I'm sorry, I had to step away for a sec. Could I have the name and the relationship?
Annie, and she was like an auntie to me.
Annie? Okay,
She
thanks.
Annabelle?
Me?
Yeah.
That's funny. I named one of my puppies Annabella. Stella, I was seeing her more as a lighter. I felt a lighter feeling to her spirit, and I keep seeing her like, was she a crafter? Or beat something with beading. I'm just seeing her doing like little work with little pieces or something. I'm not sure what it is, but I also feel that she was showing people how to do it too. That she liked to share her knowledge of like I'm seeing crafting with her more than like needlepoint. I just it's almost like there's something on the counter and it's little pieces and she's working with it. So I don't know if that makes sense to you.
she was good with her hands, but I can't place the beading.
Okay,
She
so it
Yeah.
was little craft. Did she do any kind of crafting? Because I'm seeing craft, like I'm not feeling like knitting and needlework as much as I'm feeling more crafts. And I don't know. That's what I'm getting is, but that she liked to pass that on, that knowledge on too of how to do things. Did she do any teaching?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. In her early years, yeah. She was a
Okay. So
teacher.
so maybe
So it
this
could
was
be that.
maybe it was part of her classroom,
Yeah, it
teaching
could
kids
be.
how to do things with their hands because it just seems like there's like a tray of something and she's working on it with and teaching people how to do it. And
Yeah,
at that
it could
point,
be.
I'm seeing her as a very, very light energy and
Mm.
very busy and
Yeah.
but fun to be around. She was fun to be around. She had a sense of humor, and I'm just feeling she just felt so good to be around. So I
Yes.
don't know if you can take that.
Yep,
Um,
definitely.
and
Yeah.
that she had a lot of knowledge. And earlier, I was feeling a lot of books around her.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of reading. And
Yeah.
I feel that that's where she would have her escapes from life is going to a good book. And she didn't have to travel too far. She just could open the book and go wherever the book took her. And let's see what else I can feel from her. Yeah, she liked to get around. She liked to move. As
Yeah.
Erica's getting the dancing, I'm feeling her moving, and I'm feeling that she really loved to listen to music.
Yes. Yeah.
And she would sing along with the
Mm-hmm.
songs.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, when she was younger, she was pretty upbeat, is what I'm feeling. She was very upbeat, and
Mm-hmm.
people were happy to be around her.
Yes. Yeah.
So and she's very proud of you, and she's watching over you, and just know that she's with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to leave you with her love and let someone else go.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Stella.
Linda Mack.
Thank you. Stella, I also got a sense of art type of things. I had words coming to mind like angles, color, visuals, space, composition, balance, flow, contrast. But also was seeing like maybe little vases with very delicate strands of flowers in them,
Yeah.
um, and not a sense of bohemian, but sort of free flowing, like clothing that would flow, and candles and freshness, flowers, eucalyptus trees, um, and in like Persian style carpets, that you enjoyed putting your toes in, and also like on furniture, some throw quilt sort of things,
Yeah.
like all that sort of feeling.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Yes, and just that, yeah, just that flowingness is the feeling that I got from her. Very much enjoying life, enjoying nature, um, and able to extend that to everyone around her. Welcome. She was able to welcome you and hold that space for you to feel
Yes.
comfortable in with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
All of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you. I'll
Beautiful.
leave
Thank
that with
you.
you.
Thank you.
Lynn, you're next.
Okay. So, Stella, so I have this lady, and she's kind of tall, actually. She's kind of tall and then kind of slim, and she has I feel like dark short hair, and then the face, like the shape is like kind of a little bit square shaped face, and she looked like at least she showed me like because of dark hair, I feel like she's just maybe only like 40 or 50s. I don't see gray hair. And so I kind of have to agree with Anne because she showed me books and she enjoyed reading books. And also, I saw her, she showed me she was reading books to kids. So I feel like she had a lot of patience. She like, just like calm and patience for kids. And, and then and I feel like also she dressed nicely too. I don't know, it's like when she dressed nicely at work at her work, but definitely she dressed really nice, like a suit sometime suit and what else? And I feel like just um I don't feel like she live like older age. I don't feel like she live like older age. And but I feel like she was very happy with her life on Earth because it seems like she enjoyed the life. She did what she loved to do, like reading books and surrounding with kids, and then just really a lot of love involved in her life. And let me see, I have any message for you. And then I feel like she's proud of you, and she's like, Yeah, this is amazing doing this. It's amazing doing communication with spirit. I feel like she didn't touch the spiritual um stuff when she was with us, as I felt like. But she definitely have like good heart of the feeling of life when she was here. So no regrets, everything fine, and happy to move on. And so proud of you, you're doing this. Even she
So
didn't, yeah, she didn't know.
she didn't know that you are describing another really dear friend of mine to the T. Yeah. So I I had a
Okay,
feeling she would pop in as well. So that's yeah, you described her perfectly. I'll explain afterwards who she is. Yeah.
thank
And
you.
Erica, that's who you were touching on before when you were bringing through that information. That's for that lady.
All right, thank you, Stella.
Yeah, thank you.
Laura,
So
your turn now.
feels like there's two of them here.
Okay. Hi, Stella.
Hi.
Auntie Annie. Uh, hopefully this is what she's like, but I felt that she couldn't tolerate heat around her body. And then I'm thinking that maybe it had something to do with their thyroid gland, that there was something wrong with their throat area and the endocrine system, so she couldn't tolerate the heat. Um, and it doesn't seem it like Lynn. I feel as if she didn't pass later. She passed more like somewhere in her 50s. Um, she felt to me as if she thought she was always overweight, and she struggled with the fact that she felt she was always overweight. Um, and I also felt that some people could think of her as a hypochondriac at one time, because she would often visit doctors to find out what it was that was wrong with her, because she just didn't feel well. And then I see a swing set with you and her in a park that you would often visit, and you spent a lot of time together, both of you. She would go out of her way so that she could spend time with you. Um, and I feel as if she's just sending you love. So that would be the message. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay. Thanks, Laura. I can't place this one. This could be someone else. Just the hypochondriac part and always felt overweight. I can't connect that with these two ladies. So I'm just trying to think of who else that could have been. Yeah, maybe it'll come through. Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks.
it's your turn, Kessler.
Okay. So I think she was showing me a memory of when you were young. I'm not sure if it was your friend or your auntie, but I think it was your auntie. She was showing me a quilt, but not quilt like with squares or whatnot. It was one color with so it was seafoam blue or green, and so like a throw or quilt, like duvet or something, but very thin, and like with like with the sewing machine made like different patterns on it, and tiny light brown like bulbs on it, like made out of yarn or something. And I was seeing, I think you, but it's a child looking up, and like a memory that playing a tent under that. So it was thrown over like something, maybe chairs or something like furniture, like you were saying. Um, I think Anne was saying that, right? And it was thrown over something, and it was like playing a castle or something like that. That makes sense. And I had a feeling that she made that duvet, that quilt.
No, I don't have that memory. I don't have that
Mm,
memory.
okay.
'Cause
And
I
then
was already, yeah.
she was showing me a green pencil case or maybe a wallet or something to put cosmetics in. Um,
I can't place that. Sorry,
Neither.
I can't tell.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then I saw a tower, like a again castle-y picture of a towel, more like a. First, I thought it might be the lighthouse, but then it was looking more like fantasy, like a fairy tale castle.
it was a picture, was it? Like a
Yeah,
framed picture?
yeah, picture, yeah. It wasn't even framed; it was just canvas,
Ah,
and it was like white on one side, but shaded on the other side, and the roof was uh bluish, bluish green.
I can't place that one either. Sorry, I can't
Nothing.
take that one. No.
Kept showing me that, yeah, and the memory was like coming through all the time. It looked like a commercial.
Okay. Oh, I can't verify any of those ones. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's what I got.
But I wouldn't be surprised if there's someone else that's around. So I do feel a few energies around here at the moment.
And she wasn't
Thank
quilting,
you.
like she wasn't making any of the, like she wasn't sewing.
She did. She used to sew. Yes. She had a sewing machine. She used to repair her own clothes. Yeah.
She was showing me like old finger sewing machine. And she made that first, my first impression was pencil case with a zipper. It was green.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, possibly. She was very good with her hands.
And
Maybe ask her what her favorite food is. I may be able to place it.
oh, I got it so long. I got it like at the very beginning. Okay. Okay, I'm getting lemons, so but that doesn't make sense. So and they painted. It's
Painted
painting of lemons.
lemons. Okay.
Okay. All
So,
right.
Okay.
All right,
so do
Andrea.
you?
Oh, sorry.
Uh, yes. Well, I I was very confused because I'm getting like two different people. So,
Yeah.
and I'm not getting really deep visions of them, but one was a woman who is medium to tall, a medium complexion with long, thick, dark hair. She wore like in a thick braid, um, and kind of like a flower child. She loved nature, outside, animals. Um, and the other one is like a petite woman who is fair complexion, light hair, very light on her feet, feminine, and wearing like a flower dress, a dress with flowers on it. And just like an airy personality, very light, nice. And that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. All right. I don't know what's going on here. This is going around. Okay. All right. Um, the first woman I can take that, yes. The second woman, no. Petite,
Okay.
yes, but the light complexion, no. And airy personality, no. Oh, sort of happy, but not airy.
That one came through stronger to me, actually. That's the first one I got. So, but no, don't know.
Just the light complexion is
Yeah,
not
no,
her.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
She might have came through to bring the other one through. Sometimes the spirit will bring someone through. So,
Yeah.
Ken, your turn.
Well, I already had a turn, but something else came, so I thought I better Okay, so I'm not sure what this means, but have you ever heard of Tinker Toys? They're
Yes.
like those little things that you put together with the sticks and the round, and they're to build.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I kept feeling something about Tinker Toys, like maybe she had bought some for you, or if that's something that maybe she used in her classroom. But she was really building was very important. Building things was important.
Mm.
I don't know if that makes sense to you,
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
okay. So the Tinker Toys, I don't know why I got Tinker Toys, but I had to give it to you, but it was like a precursor to this building.
Hmm.
There's something about building with her that was important to her, so I just needed to give you that. And also, Laura, your woman, the hypochondriac, that's just my aunt again. She's not leaving.
Okay, that's good because I don't know any
Yeah.
hypochondriacs.
No, it was my auntie, the one that was with my grandmother. She always felt when she was older that she was overweight. She was so, oh gosh, she used to drive me crazy. It's probably why I get on myself too, but she always felt she was overweight when she was older, and she had everything in the world wrong with her. So she was a very big hypochondriac. Loved her to death, but there was always something going on. So Laura, that was definitely her. Just thought I wanted
Thank,
to let you know that. So
thank
anyway, Stella, your auntie is still building, is what she wants you to know. She's still building. She's building relationships, she's building structure, she's building people's confidence. She's just very much into building, and that's part of her, what she's doing, where she is. So I'm gonna leave you with that.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's
Thank you.
that's perfect.
I got a little bit for you.
Okay.
Auntie
Thank
Anna and you are so much alike. You
you.
two.
Yeah.
You're like
Yes.
you're not like your mother at all. You're more like people would think you were Auntie Anna's daughter because you two are so
Yeah.
much alike. And
Yeah.
when you went out places and things like that, there was always that confusion, which annoyed your mother quite a bit at times. But when your
Yeah.
mother didn't like you, she'd tell Anna she could have you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a sense of that, and you two became very close. You were more like sisters than you were an auntie and a niece in that
Yeah.
time, and you've done a lot of things together as well.
Yes.
So yeah,
Oh, oh,
I got
that's beautiful.
I got a good sense of that one. You
Yeah, it's spot on.
even sort of looked a little bit alike too, more so than you and your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
Yeah. Yeah.
characteristics and you looked alike as well. So mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, thank you. That's
that's all right.
beautiful. That's
If I start coughing, I'm going.
thank you.
Can I add something? I don't,
Sure.
that same lady who was, she was saying, I forgot about this. She was showing me a white blanket and it had a pink border around, and she was saying, tell her that I see that. So I don't know, that it was, she didn't make it. Maybe she made it, maybe not, but she saw you have it.
Wow. I can't place that. Maybe it's an early item, but I can't place it in my memory. Mm,
Okay, I just missed it
okay.
from my list. So I'm like, because at some point I started to write things down because I started to forget it when, all the things that I saw,
Yeah.
because, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Has
So
anyone
everyone,
not had a turn, or did you have a go, Linda? Oh, you did? Yeah, everyone's had a go. Okay, Stella, give us some feedback.
okay, so it feels like there were two ladies coming through. And so Auntie Annie, I called her Auntie Annie, but she was actually my mum's cousin, but she was the only relative that we had in Australia that from my mother's side. So she was like an auntie, but she was actually more like my mother to me. I always wished that she was my mum. And we confided in each other like sisters more than like even auntie and niece as I grew older. So that's spot on, Janet. And she was Linda, the art, the balance, the flow, vase, she was a homemaker, like she loved home decorating. She just knew how to put things together. She was like she didn't have a lot of money, but she knew how to op shop. She was like a crazy op shopper, and she just could make any space beautiful out of nothing. Um, and she was very, very welcoming. She loved to have people feel comfortable. She loved feeding them. She loved and she loved singing. I think someone mentioned singing, moving the body. She was always singing a tune or humming a tune, especially like when she was in the kitchen. Actually, all the time. I just remember her always singing. She was short in stature, and she had this thick dark hair that she would plait or she would tie up, because if she let it loose, it'd be like afro. Um, and she loved having the books around her. Very upbeat personality, absolutely. What else is there? Yes. Sorry, my son is just here. Can you ask Dad, please? Can you do that? Okay, thank you. Yeah. Ask Dad, please. Sorry, it's my 9-year-old wants to go to the shops. Um, Speak to Dad. Let's see. The sewing, Cassia, the sewing. She would always fix things or make things. So I'm wondering the tent, like making the blanket with the tent, would probably be more when my younger brothers used to stay and spend time with her son. They would always be like building cubby houses and things like that. So that could be a referencing that. Um, the lemons. It was interesting you brought in the lemons, painting of lemons, because that's actually my dad. He did a drawing or painting of lemons. So it could be that he was with her or is with her. Well, I know he's with her at the moment, but that's where I can place the lemon painting. What else? I couldn't take Andrea. I couldn't take she was petite, but I couldn't take the light complexion because she was Filipina. So she had the dark olive skin, and her personality, I wouldn't say it was airy, but it was very light and bubbly, but grounded at the same time. Um, the Tinker Toys. She had a guy, so she used to have like an accommodation business, and one of her long-term tenants would have Tinker Toys and would used to fix or repair like that retro style toys. So that's just bringing through that evidence that that is her. And she did love building things. And that's beautiful evidence coming through of her building relationships still, because I know she still still looks over her son, because she only had one child, and he has a like a couple kids. So that makes sense, because she was very much into keeping the relationships going, and making sure that everyone was looked after. The mother daughter. The other person that came through, her name is Catherine, and she was a taller lady, and she was like a sister to me, but she was a friend, but a really close friend. But we were like sisters, and she was the one who created books, and she would go to schools and read to children. I think someone made a reference to that, Lynn. She had the dark hair, she had the square face. She passed in her late 40s, really almost 50s. She was very happy with life. She was around kids, and she wasn't spiritual at all. In fact, if anything, her mother was religious, but she didn't believe in that. So she didn't touch the spiritual stuff. You're right about that. But she definitely had a very good heart and a very like Christ-like energy about her, and she didn't have any regrets. And she did dress a lot in like pants, like kind of like suit style clothing, because she was blind, and so for her it was more practical to wear like pants and top and things like that, so that she didn't get caught on things. So that was all good, and she always dressed neatly, and she had the patience. What else was there?
Was blind.
Yeah, she was blind. She could still see, but she'd need a magnifying glass to see.
Okay.
And
Thank
in
you.
her later life, I think Erica, you touched on the depression or the sadness. Yes, because it was really unfortunate when she had the eye condition and then she ended up getting cancer, which affected her endocrine system. And she was like really fighting to live, but it did bring down her energy because it was such a battle. And she did, this lady, Catherine, she did use nature to soothe. So Erica, you're right about that. I think that was it. I think that was everything covered. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Phoenix, go. Okay, yeah, go. Sorry. Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Pregnant with
That
a
was
girl?
great.
Is it possible that somebody's pregnant with a girl, like that they are pregnant and they will have a girl?
Um, they didn't have daughters.
No, but like
Uh,
pregnant now.
pregnant now. Oh, not sure. Not sure. I could check with my cousin to see if his
With a
wife is
girl.
pregnant.
Yeah, because I keep seeing that white baby blanket with the pink around. So
Well, I don't know if that's my little girl in spirit because I've been trying to call her in for years, but I don't know if she's going to come through or not. But I'll check with my cousin's wife to see if she's pregnant with a
okay.
girl.
I
Did your
also
girl in spirit have a blanket, white blanket with pink?
Well, she's
Because that was
unborn.
your auntie that was showing it to me. But I mentioned that I forgot to
Oh,
say that.
okay. And as you're saying that, my uterus is aching, like yearning. But oh, who's that? My
I
daughter's
know what you
pregnant
Anna,
with a
mean.
girl, Anne. Okay.
Anne's pregnant. Daughter's pregnant.
my niece is also pregnant with a girl, and that's where I'm staying at in brother's house.
Could be for you guys. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know of anyone in my immediate family that's
I
pregnant.
don't know, because it was your auntie who was showing me a white blanket with pink around. And as we talked, it was saying it's a baby girl, it's a baby girl. And I'm like, okay, so I'll ask.
Ah,
I'm very new, I'm
um,
very beginning.
yeah,
This
yeah.
so I don't know how to
It's
interpret everything.
no, that's right. I always wanted to have a little girl. I never fell pregnant with a girl, but I do feel the presence of a little girl in spirit around me. So I don't know if she's going to come through or whether she'd just be happy to stay in spirit. So
Mm-hmm.
she could be with my auntie. Would make a lot of sense.
Maybe that's what because she was saying I see you using it, so I'm like, okay, you said no, you don't have it.
That'd be
But that,
amazing. I'd love to have a little girl.
no, I'm not. I don't want to be giving you false hope.
Uh,
No, I like it
yeah,
was.
yeah,
So it's like acknowledging it, probably what you feel.
yeah. Okay, yeah,
It's
that
like a
makes a lot of sense.
metaphor. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because she would know that. She would know that I've been trying to bring in a little girl for years. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, who wants to close the circle? Not me. Anyone? Anyone want to help me out? I know Anne will.
I was just going to say, my mother is calling me for the second time, and I think I need to get this phone. So could somebody
That's all
else
right.
do it?
I'll do it. Doesn't matter.
Okay,
I'll
I'm
do it,
sorry,
Janet.
Janet, but
I'll
I'm
do it.
going to run. I love you all. I got to go.
Bye.
Okay, bye. I'm happy to do it.
Thank you.
Okay. Dear spirit friends, guardians, guides, angels, divine light source, energy, we're so thankful to be here together, and we thank you for today and for all of the sharing that was enabled. Thank you for helping us with our learning to be able to develop communicating with spirit in order for healing, in order for sharing the love together. And we take our energy back now, and we give you yours back now too. And just thank you for this opportunity for being able to share with such beautiful people from the heart, with thanks, with love, and with gratitude. And so it is, and so it shall be.
Very nice, Linda.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Feel better, Janet.
Yeah, feel better,
Yeah,
Jen.
hope you
Good luck.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Jen.
No
Sending
worries.
you lots of healing love, Janet.
Yeah.
Feel
Don't forget
better.
about Wednesday night, Stella.
Wednesday night.
Yeah,
Is
we've
that
got another
this coming
cake.
Wednesday? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another
I'll be
cake.
there.
And Linda,
I'll,
if you want to go, I
I'll
know
be there if I can.
Yeah,
Hopefully I
Erica
can. I'm
can't,
not sure.
but yeah. All
Yeah.
righty. Well, thanks, girls, for
Mm.
supporting me. I better stop this recording.